KBGA Missoula. You're listening to Missing 中国. Today, our language theme is the third stem that ancient Chinese people used to count days or years, which is bing. And I'll use bing, the different tone homophone, meaning ice, as the theme. So can you relate it to any movies, Mr. C?
Well, when you say ice, I think of the movie that's often considered the greatest horror film of the 1980s, which is quite an accomplishment considering the 1980s is the golden age of the horror film. That film, of course, is John Carpenter's The Thing, an exercise in paranoia that takes place in Antarctica. They bring back, I believe, an alien encased in ice. And the alien begins to take over the base by one, looking, using or occupying host bodies and looking just like the hosts, similar to Invasion of the Body Snatcher. But John Carpenter's The Thing is quite an extraordinary movie in that the special effects are out of this world and they're all in camera. There's no CGI. And if you see the special effects for that movie, if you have any sense of wonder, your jaw will drop.
Wow.
But it's also just a fantastic exercise, like I said, in paranoia. It's a very good movie. John Carpenter's The Thing, to go along with your theme of ice, ice, baby.
Thank you. Do you happen to know if there's any censorship in this movie? Because yesterday we listened to John Bellheimer's lecture about censorship.
Yes. No, I don't know that there's any censorship in the movie. The movie was initially panned. The critics hated it. Most of the audience hated it. The Thing has a very interesting history because it was released 2 weeks after E.T. And so the country had been conditioned to think of aliens as cute and cuddly. And then 2 weeks later, along comes this movie that says, no, aliens are still a threat, and a very violent threat. It was referred to as, actually, John Carpenter, the director, was called a pornographer of violence, quote unquote.
Wow.
So the movie was not censored, but it was panned for its violence. John Carpenter's career suffered because of it, because it did not do well at the box office. However, since then, as I said, it has taken on, just like the movie Blade Runner, which was released the exact same week in 1982. Both of these movies suffered because of E.T. So the general audience wanted a kinder, gentler science fiction. But these two movies, The Thing and Blade Runner, were basically adult science fiction. And as is often the case in this country, we have a tough time discerning adult entertainment from children's entertainment. E.T. is for children, and these movies are for adults, and we seem to have forgotten that. And John Carpenter's career suffered tremendously because of it.
Wow. He
was slated to direct the screen adaptation of Firestarter, a Stephen King novel. That would have done great things for his career. Would have been this was his stepping ladder up to big budget films, and that was taken away from him. Now he still managed to make a few good movies throughout the rest of the 80s, but he never achieved the level of success and the level of big budget consideration that his talent clearly deserved.
Wow. Okay. Thank you for the recommendation and also for the explanation of movie stuff. Thank you. Enjoy, everybody.